Okay, in this After Effects lesson 2, we're going to be looking at adding effects. All right, so we're going to drag over our Paris JPEG into our project window area, and let's drag our travel logo Illustrator. It's an Illustrator file, and it's giving me the import kind, which we do want composition, and layer size is good. We'll do OK. Okay. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a composition. Now this time we're going to create our own composition right here. And I'm clicking on this little icon right here. And we're going to call this TV settings. And under the preset, we're going to go under about the fourth one down here. It's NTSC D1. And color should be white. And time, we'll do 300 for 3 seconds. It should show up that way. I'm just going to click off of it, and you should see it. It should say 3 seconds right here. And the reason we're using the preset NTSC D1 is because these are going to be the standard television settings. And we'll hit OK. Okay, so now we have our composition right down here, and we're going to drag our let's drag our logo down first, and we'll drag our Paris photo down underneath below that. And we'll notice that neither one of them are to size, since we're in TV settings, but our pictures don't fit the right size. So let's zoom back, and you can kind of see this is the size of my picture. So what we'll do to get it to fit, we'll go under Layer and see Transparency. Or Transform, sorry. And Fit to Comp Height. And there we see that it fits the height. Now if we would have chose width, it probably would have given us too much area on the top and bottom. I'm just going to get that a little bit bigger. Maybe move over a little bit so you get the Eiffel Tower show up a little bit better. And let's go ahead and move our logo. In fact, I want this logo, I'm going to add some text to the logo. So I want this area right in here to have some area over here. So let's go into our travel logo. Let's go into our comp settings under our travel logo. And on the width, let's make it maybe closer to around 600 and something. Doesn't have to be perfect. Let's make the background white. Okay. Okay. All right, now let's go into our travel logo. I'm going to double click down here on my travel logo. That gives me a new composition tab. And now I'm in that composition logo. So you can see I've got my 2 pieces here, my rotated and my globe logo. I'm going to select them with my selection tool. I'm going to move them over here to the right. Let's go ahead and move our text. Let's go ahead and rotate that using the rotation tool up here, about the 4th one to the side. I'm just going to rotate it slightly. I'll move this over here. Move that down here. So now I'm going to add some text. So over here, I got the T for my horizontal type tool. And let's just go ahead and type something in. I'm going to type destination. I'm going to hit the return, Paris. And I kind of want to change the color. So let me go over here. I'm going to select the color. I'll make it orange. Let me select my text. I'm going to play around with it. Let's see, the leading. I want it to come down a little bit so they're not overlapping. Let's see, maybe I'll make the scaling. Let's move it out so all the type's not too squished. And tracking. So there's the tracking. Get a little bit closer to 0. I suppose we would like it to be a little bit squinched up. Let's go back to the scaling. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And maybe go back to the leading. Move it up a little bit. And we'll move the size down a hair. That looks good. Yeah. Okay. Now I got my text all situated. Now I'm going to add an effect. So there's different ways you can go into the effects. You can go under here under presets and effects, and we can do, I'm going to do a drop shadow, so we can look up drop shadow and type it up over here if we don't want to. Sometimes you might actually know where it's at, like up here in our menu up at the top. We can go under effect. Well, let me go over my TV settings, because I want my travel logo to be selected, because I want to add it to all 3 of these pieces. Let's move it over a little bit. So effect and perspective and drop shadow. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And so now if you look, you can kind of see the drop shadow. It's kind of hard to see. Over here, let's go ahead and make it the opacity in the 90s. I might give it a little, I usually like a little bit of softness on my shadow, so it's not too hard-edged. That looks a little bit better to me. That was a little softer on the outside. Now if I try to go find where that drop shadow is by hitting the U key, which sometimes I'm going to like to do on this lesson, it doesn't show up. So I'm going to actually give this a keyframe. So drop shadow color. I'm going to hit the stopwatch, give it a keyframe. Let's hit the U, and there I can see my drop shadow pops up, and there's my keyframe. And one thing about a lot of these different effects, you can animate a lot of the effects. We can go ahead, let's try animating the color. Let's go ahead and move our time indicator over a little bit, and we'll add some green. About a little bit of purple. Move over your time indicator, and let me do my eyedropper. Let's try some orange. Hit OK. And then maybe we'll go back to black. Maybe these are a little bit. And you guys see it gives it kind of a blinking effect. So these are just some of the things you can do. Not that this is actually these are good design choices. Because I know this logo kind of looks almost like a cartoon on a real serious travel poster. Maybe we can fix that later. Okay, let's Let's make that logo down a little bit. Let me show you how, if you want to copy and paste these keyframes. I got my time indicator here. I've got my keyframe selected. I'm going to hit copy and then edit paste. You can see it duplicated it. So now it should repeat that same blinking colors. It should repeat it twice. All right, I'm going to save that. Okay, I'm actually going to call this the end of this part 1 lesson on lesson 2, and I'll see you in part 2.